Okay, Battle Buddies, thank you for tuning into today's episode of, what do we call this? My resume is amazing. Why isn't the phone ringing? That's what we're going to call this. That is what we're going to call this. So, you got this amazing resume. Grandma's like, oh, Jimmy, that's so amazing. You know someone's going to hire you right away. All you got to do is go and put that thing on that internet web thing, right? So you listen to Grandma. Grandma's never steered you wrong. Mine didn't. She'd give us like hugs and shit, and you'd feel like her chin hair on your chin and on your cheek and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. It's just what grandmas do, right? At least the ones back in the 80s. Anyway, so you got this amazing resume. Everybody in your friends group is like, oh my goodness, dude, you're going to be making millions, if not billions. Probably going to run for president in 2024 because you're going to have so much money and you're not going to know what to do with it. Because you can rule the world. Just put that thing on the internet and dude, you're going to be turning people away, right? This is like that. Like if you guys watch boxing and MMA, this is that hype in the corner. This is Flava Flav back in the day spinning that clock on his chest, right? That's not reality here. It just isn't. So you have to be smart here. This is about time management, being effective. Those force multipliers that we all know about, right? You turn that switch one more time to full fun, right? Click, click. Wow, boom. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, we got civilians in here. You gotta be careful. That being said, what I have found is jobs above 50 grand require a different approach. Jobs below 50 grand, apply online. You go to Home Depot and you want to be a dude in the plumbing department, first thing they're going to say is, have you applied online? That's just the way it works. They got a specific corporate intake that they have to go through. Make sure discrimination and all that stuff's not happening. It's just the way that they have to play ball. All right, so that being said, if you are going for roles that are beyond that $50,000, 60, 80, you know, when you start bumping over 100 grand especially, you start playing a whole different ball game. And it requires a smart approach. Smart approaches are all based on your time and what's effective. Okay, what I have found, I get it all the time, 15, 1,600, 2,000 times. Guys have been applying in their last 3 years that they were on active duty, trying to get an interview. I get some of these resumes, it's like, holy shit, dude. You must have been standing next to Chuck Norris when you did all this stuff, right? Yeah, I see amazing stuff. And those guys struggle. Can you imagine just being an average meteorologist trying to find a job after the Army? Shit sucks. But it doesn't have to. I was just doing things wrong for a really long time. So, 1% is what I found to get job interviews if they apply only online. You go on the HR system, you're like, well, they need a HR specialist. I did that when I was on active duty. I was a staff sergeant. And I had problems all the time with the E4 Mafia guys. I know how to handle and manage people and do herd management, we'll call it, right? So you apply online, boom. There goes 2.5 hours. You had to search through all these listings, then read the damn thing, then go online, fill out all of their HRIS stuff, and be pulling your hair out, going gray like this, and you're just beside yourself. Okay, 2-3 hours, just like that, gone. Made some tweaks to your resume. This shit's gangster, right? I know they're gonna call me. I'm gonna hit submit, and 5 minutes later, they're gonna be asking me to run the company, right? You have to take these steps into running the world, guys. This is step one. Working for Polaris, right? Anyway, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. You just pissed away a ton of time. I'm not saying that you don't apply online. It's required at almost every single place, but it's not the first step. It's a step in the process. Your goal should be to have an inside advocate that knows you, or at least has met you, or talked to you on the phone or whatever. I get guys from San Diego coming out of the Navy that want to come home back to Minnesota. We don't have too many oceans here. So, like, Navy jobs are real limited, right? Defense contractors for the Navy, there's a big thing going on up north right now, but that ship is literally about to sail here next summer, I think, is when it gets commissioned. So, networking sounds like a spooky word. Everybody in these TAP classes and everything else, they take out, this was a phone the other day, they take out this hammer and just smash you over the head. Network. And they put the hammer away and they're like, network. Every time you come in to the transition class, they scream it louder at you, right? They just scream. You need to be talking to people. So you think to yourself, yeah, I'm sure that's cool, dude, but I don't know anybody back home or back where my spouse wants to go. How do you do that, right? How do you do it? You got to use resources out there. Every single one of you should have a LinkedIn profile with the photo. Some of you guys are all freaking out because you don't want to put your pretty faces on the internet, but it is what it is. Put up a picture of a Navy anchor if you got to do it. Don't be a freaking ghost. Don't be a ghost. It makes people suspect, okay? Unless you're literally chilling with Chuck Norris on a special operation, put up a picture. Anyway, what you need to do is find people that are in that market that will have a conversation with you. Anyone that reaches out to me on LinkedIn and sends me their phone number, I'll talk to them for at least 5 minutes. Probably more like a half an hour because I'm pretty long-winded, as you guys have found out. So, what you do is you take that resume that you got, and just pretend like this is a resume. You can pretend like this is a phone and a hammer. So you take that resume that you've got, and you just kind of have a discussion on what your background was. And you ask that person, hey, who should I be talking to? Who likes amazing veterans? Who can use skills like managed unruly guys from central Minnesota who had no education, were really cocky little pain in the asses, and thought that they knew everything, and turned them into a pretty decent leader that I left behind to run an organization that's been around for a couple hundred years. Who do you know that could use a fellow like that? Networking is not scary. Networking is about having conversations with people who are willing to help you out. You'd be stunned as to how many people want to have a conversation with someone that spent 3-4 years in the Army, 20 years in the Air Force, 26 years in the Navy, 2 months in the Marine Corps, because you guys are pretty amazing from what you all tell me, right? Point is, networking, conversations. They should be 20 minutes long, 15. Any meeting that goes over 20 minutes is a worthless meeting. You can have most corporate meetings in 20 minutes, no problem. Have a conversation. If the word networking scares you, like you'd rather hear the name Oogie Boogie than networking, call it something else. Call it chatting with a buddy. You're going to be great. You're going to be fine. This transition is going to go extremely easy as long as you're effective. So, use the numbers in your favor, spend your time networking, and you have about an 80% chance of getting yourself in the door and having a conversation with a hiring manager. So, I hope that helps a little bit. I'll keep on pounding on the networking boogeyman thing over the next week or two, and have a great day. Put some comments below if you got some questions, and keep the feedback coming, guys. Thanks very much. Have a fantastic weekend.